With the recent releases of The Last of Us Part 1 on PC, Jedi Survivor, and now Redfall, I'm finding myself looking around the landscape and wondering what the hell is going on. It seems like more and more often we're finding ourselves getting excited for games to release, and then leading up to a launch, a ton of red flags start to show. Take Redfall for example. The fact that embargoes on reviews were set to expire only 2 hours before a launch, with a lot of notable creators and reviewers not receiving review codes at all, as well as that god-awful IGN gameplay from a couple weeks ago. It's tough to believe that anyone had high hopes for the game at all. And then it releases. 30 FPS locked on consoles, broken AI, and an unfinished mess of a world. A lot of you have been asking me about my coverage of the game. Truthfully, I thought it looked terrible from the initial announcement, and seeing the release date of the game, I can't in good faith give Arcane and Bethesda my money just to make a video showcasing how terrible it is. Time and time again, games are releasing unfinished, broken, clearly unoptimized for PC, and in some cases, even consoles. The game's release, the Metacritic numbers drop faster than the frame rates, and we get the coveted paragraphs of white words over black backgrounds telling us that this isn't the standard that insert billion-dollar studio name upholds for their games and how they intend to make it right. Every fucking time. It's beginning to be a very tiresome cycle watching games release left, right, and center at $70 price points that should be bargain bin level pricing. And in some cases, we get the excuse that, well, I played it on Game Pass, so I didn't really lose out. I'm not going to spend the video discussing Game Pass and how I feel that gamers are using it as an excuse for mediocrity. I just want to know when the gaming industry, a multi-billion-dollar industry, is going to get its shit together. From Saints Row to Callisto Protocol to Forspoken, The Last of Us PC port, Jedi Survivor, Redfall, all disgustingly broken at launch with promises that they will be fixed later. It's fucking pathetic. That's not to say we haven't had some bangers too though. Hogwarts Legacy this year was a fantastic title. Dead Space Remastered, which I thought was going to be a disaster, actually turned out pretty solid. Resident Evil 4, hell, I've been spending a lot of time playing Octopath Traveler 2 on the Steam Deck, and it's been running great. Dead Island 2, just recently, as much as it didn't jive with a crowd of gamers, it's a pretty solid piece of software that quite a few people found enjoyable. But for every good or even great game we're also getting a myriad of constant disappointments from the AAA space, and I'm really just unsure why. Back in 2021, people were claiming that the pandemic made it hard for devs to work at home. 2022 was kind of more of the same. We're in the middle of 2023, and the focus of everyone's attention is now on Starfield, which is already showing signs of potential issues. And I don't understand how we're still in this position, expecting playable games at a bare fucking minimum, and still, a lot of the time, we can't get them from billion-dollar companies. Now, a year ago, May 12th, 2022, Bethesda put a post out, the white words on the black background, like always. We made the decision to delay the launches of both Redfall and Starfield to the first half of 2023. The teams at Arcane, Austin, and Bethesda have incredible ambitions for their games, and we want to ensure that you receive the best, most polished versions of them. Now, this was a year ago, and during that time, Phil Spencer, head of Xbox, came out and said that these decisions are hard on teams making the games and our fans. While I fully support giving teams time to release these great games when they are ready, we hear the feedback. Delivering quality and consistency is expected. We will continue to work to better meet those expectations. And now here we are. Metacritic, with the critic review score being a 62, with the user score being a 2.1. 62 is a metascore from one of the most anticipated Xbox exclusives of the year, is pathetic. And just based on the myriad of issues that we have seen from a lot of different people, and not even just performance issues, but just the fact that the game's AI is so fucking buggy and broken, it just shouldn't have gone out. And the question that I have is, all of these companies, these, again, billion-dollar studios, keep putting these posts out time and time again, apologizing for the release of The Last of Us Part 1, apologizing for the release of Jedi Survivor, apologizing for the release of Redfall, and we continually just do the same fucking thing year in and year out. And my question is why do we keep supporting companies like this? And the thing is there is absolutely no solve for this, because people are still going to continually buy these games. I can only hope that Redfall, as much as I want to support the developers that worked on that game, because they're the ones out here 8 to 10 to 12 hours a day grinding, coding, and building these games up, I want to support them. I want to have good experiences with these games. But what course of action do we as consumers have when we aren't buying these games at $70? We are playing these games on Game Pass, and when the games come out absolutely fucked, all we do is chalk it up to, not really a big loss for me. I just played it on Game Pass. It's fucking pathetic. And I just wanted to make a video letting you guys know I'm not going to be covering Redfall. I'm going to be waiting on Jedi Survivor until it is in a state that I actually feel comfortable dropping my money on. For those who don't know, I don't get review codes for a lot of games. I'm not that kind of channel. I like to give you guys my honest opinions, but also at the same time, I am struggling with the cycle of constantly playing games, paying for Game Pass, buying games at $70, and they are always fucked. From Saints Row to Jedi Survivor to Redfall, and I am hoping that Starfield doesn't suffer the same fate. Honestly, guys, Starfield is one of my most anticipated games of the year, and the thing is I'm not even really that excited for it. It's just a matter of if that game comes out in a good state, I'm going to be so happy. I'm going to play the absolute shit out of it, and I know I'm going to enjoy a game like that. But if it comes out and it is performing like Jedi Survivor, or if it's as barren and broken and buggy as a game like Redfall, what are we doing? We have supported these companies. I mean, Bethesda's been around for decades at this point, and at this point, a company like Arcane should have known better than to push this game out the door. Is it Xbox's fault? Is it Arcane's fault? Is it Bethesda's fault? I don't know. But what I do know is this cycle needs to stop. And we need to figure out how we can make this cycle stop, because I'm getting tired of it, and I know you guys are too. I don't even want to focus on the negative bullshit in the AAA space. I want to know what you guys are playing that you're actually enjoying right now. Give a suggestion to somebody who is watching this video and wondering what to play next. Let me know in the comments below. Sound off, and let's take a really, really big series of negatives lately and let's turn it into something positive. What are you guys playing? Let me know down below. If you enjoyed my little venting, little rant session on the current state of AAA gaming, leave a like down below while you're leaving that comment. As always, my name is BigFry. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.